Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's video I'd like to use our new MTP add-ons for NinjaTrader 7, which is what we're looking at here, and I'd like to look at the USE minis to see how they unfolded yesterday, which was Wednesday the 26th of March. This should be a good video because it focuses on how to use the large degree trend. In other words, how we use the higher time frames to gauge the large degree trend. When you're new to MTPredictor, we want an easy way to do this, so we normally suggest you use our STF color, which is our indicator down here, blue for up, red for down and black for flat. But this is great when you first start with MTPredictor because it's an easy way to look at the large degree trend. But as you become more experienced, we teach you how to use the higher time frame charts. Why do we do that? Well, first of all, this STF color is lagging because with any indicator basically it works on past history, therefore it's going to be lagging. So what we want is a leading indicator. In other words, we want areas of support or resistance in advance that are likely to move or turn the market. So for this we go to the higher time frame. We normally look for a time frame 3 to 5 times higher than you're trading on. So if it's daily, look to the weekly. If you're trading 15-minute Forex, for example, look to the hourly chart. Or in this case here, as we're trading 3 and 5-minute charts, we look to the 15-minute chart. So let me show you what I mean. So here, for this 3-minute chart, I'll go out to the 15-minute chart. Now I want to go back before yesterday even opened. There we go, back to there. Now the good thing about these DPs is you can select a prior pivot. Here we have a prior pivot here. You right mouse click, then select decision point. Whoops, missed that. Right mouse click, select decision point, and it gives you an area on your chart. Now the beauty of this is, as you can see, it's on the chart in advance. It's before yesterday even opened that this was an area that was likely to provide resistance. If I now scroll forward, just look what happened. The market came in here, made the high right at this decision point area, and the market then declined and carried on going down the rest of the day. But the beauty is this area was here in advance. So there you go. If I scroll back, there it is on our chart. Even before the market even opened, you knew that this was an area of where a reversal was likely, and that's exactly what happened. We were looking at this in yesterday's MTPredictor training webinar. So what does that mean for you when you're trading the 3 and 5-minute charts? Well, let's go now down to the 3-minute chart and see what that looks like. So there you can see your 15-minute resistance. Market trend was down, and there was a higher time frame trend was down, as we've seen on our 15-minute chart. Therefore this TS3 buy setup, although the STF is blue, was actually against the 15-minute or higher time frame. And I actually talked about this very setup in our training webinar live yesterday. And in fact, as it was unfolding here, I suggested that it was likely to fail because the large degree trend was down. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. So this is where the higher time frame charts like this with our large degree DP support and resistance zones can help you avoid what would have been otherwise losing trades. So in other words, that helped avoid that particular trade there. How can this help you? Because obviously there weren't any sell setups here on the ES. So let's go to look at another market, the NQ, and do exactly the same. Here you can see there were some buy setups on the way down here. So were any of these any good to take? Well, let's go out to the 15-minute chart and take a look. Here we can see that on the 15-minute NQ chart, we actually got a TS4 sell setup. If I place the analysis on, there it is. It was indicating the market was likely to go down to this particular area here. Remember, all these are in advance, so when that setup was on the chart, which was there, our target would have been down here in advance. I'll just place the DP on from there because that's where our target is, so that can go down onto the shorter time frame. So what one of our customers did yesterday, and they told us about this in our training webinar yesterday, which was in the early part of the day, is they saw that TS4 coming in. They actually went down to the 5-minute chart. I'll just clear this off. And they actually said there's actually a TS4 sell setup that came in on this red sell bar here. So they decided that this was a good one to take, and therefore they were actually short down into that target zone there. And that was a very good trade by that customer yesterday. Because the large degree trend was down, you would have been avoiding these sell setups. Let's go and have a look at the 3-minute chart and see what this actually meant. So that was our 15-minute TS4 sell, large degree trend was down. So therefore you would have been avoiding these particular buy setups here, which is exactly the same result as in the ES. In other words, you would have avoided what would have otherwise be a losing trade. The interesting one, and this is why I've done today's video, was this particular buy setup here. Yes, it's against a red STF, which would have indicated a downtrend. However, can you see how this particular 3-minute DP buy was actually at 15-minute support? So therefore, if you're an advanced trader, you could have then decided we're at higher time frame support, therefore you could have wanted to take this trade, and as you can see, that would have resulted in a nice 2-hour profit. In other words, a nice little trade as the market blipped up there. If you then had decided the market was then going to roll over, I'll just clear all here. I'll put the Elliott waves on this particular point here, and this low was also at a wave 5 low, with the low right at the minimum wave 5 WPT. From our Elliott wave experience with MTPredictor, we know that if a completed 5-wave sequence comes in, which is what we're indicating here, then we're likely to get a move to the DP from the prior wave 4. So you come back to the prior wave 4, you place the DP on there, and that's exactly the same as where our automatic target was a little while ago. But as you can see, this also nailed that high. So if you're really an aggressive trader and you thought the market was going to keep on going down, you could have actually decided to take a short trade on that as well, but that would have been actually for you to actually decide. But nevertheless, you would have actually had that area of resistance as an area on your chart in advance, because that is the area where a market is likely to go to and make a minor high or low after a complete 5-wave sequence, which is what we got here. But if you hadn't decided that and you were only trading the automatic setups, then can you see how this particular DP buy setup here was a good one to take, because it was at larger degree support. In other words, this was the best one to take, and these ones here weren't, because these ones were in what was an otherwise downtrend. But remember, these decision point levels are on the chart in advance. So even before the market got down to this particular level here, if I scroll the chart right off, in fact I'll put a bit more space on the right hand side here, just bear with me for a second. There we go, put a bit of space on there. So even before the market even got down here, you would have known that this was an area of where support was likely. This is the beauty of these tools, is they are leading, they are on the chart in advance. So as the market was coming down here, you'd been watching, and then suddenly when this DP buy came in, you'd have seen that it was at a level that you'd anticipated support was likely already, and as such you could then be ready for that particular trade, which as we've seen resulted in a nice 2-hour profit. So this shows the power of these DPs, particularly when they're applied to the higher time frame charts, to give you an idea of the large degree trend. So there's a great example of the NQ that would have helped you avoid otherwise losing buy setups here, but helped you take this particular buy setup here. And when we go back to the ES, as we've already seen, there was your 15-minute DP resistance. This is the 3-minute chart, so therefore this TS3 buy setup would have been against the downtrend of the higher time frame support or resistance, so therefore would be a good one to avoid. It's basically the same as the old saying that it's always better to trade in the direction of the trend. Well, by using multi-time frame analysis like this and our support and resistance levels on the higher time frame, we can then do exactly that. So overall, a good day for MTPredictor yesterday, particularly in identifying the large degree trend, and as such kept you in the right direction as the market declined yesterday.